We just jettisoned an asteroid with a distress beacon attached, but if any ship comes calling, we won't be able to talk to it any more than we were able to talk to the Ishimura before we arrived, as the communications array has been having issues. Solution? Engineer it!
Things are looking up. A military ship just docked in, the USM Valor. I don't know what it was doing out there. It must have gotten our distress signal. We can't talk to it until the comms array is fixed. I'm gonna hack the door to communications for you. Get in there and find the comms control station.
Sweet! A military vessel is on the way already. The USM Valor. Prepare to meet some well-armed soldiers, necromorph scum!
Hazardous anomaly detected. Repeat activation.
I must admit, it's not entirely clear to me why we sent out a distress beacon when fixing the communications array was an option from the beginning. It would seem to me that a functioning communications array on board a ship of this size could transmit a much more powerful distress signal than could that tiny little device we stuck to the side of that asteroid. And therefore, I would have thought that using the communications array might have been Plan A, and thus repairing it, Step 1. However, I cannot be certain that this is an option in the human civilization of the Dead Space universe. It could be that a private communications array, like the one I intend to repair in this chapter, is incapable of broadcasting on more than just a narrow range of frequencies. And perhaps only an emergency distress beacon is legally allowed to send a signal across enough bands for its discovery to be likely. You might have noticed that as the game progresses, the enemies get tougher. I wonder if this is due to the necromorphs becoming more familiar with their environment and adapting their biology to their prey. These necromorphs I'm fighting now have a very dark, almost black complexion, which is a sharp contrast to the lighter-toned beasts in the first few chapters. They are noticeably more difficult to take down as well. One might think that perhaps a necromorph becomes darker as it ages, but this cannot be so, as the first dark necromorph we encountered was the newly transformed corpse of Captain Matthias, and in fact, it would appear all necromorphs we get to see being created are dark. This leads me to speculate that the necromorphs have adapted to better utilize the remains of their prey. Now that they have gone black, they will never go back. Well, that elevator's no good.
Isaac, the door to communications is open. But I've been getting some weird feedback spikes on the local comms. I think someone's listening in on us, so be careful.
Ugh. This is one of those enemies that makes me wish I had a different gun with explosive ammo. There are 2 of them? Okay, now can we go fix the communications array, please? A survivor! Let me guess, he's already dying. Yep. Oh, for Pete's sake! Now, to the communications array!
Communications log. First comms operator Bailey reporting. The ship is under attack, but requests to issue a distress call have been repeatedly denied by Captain Matthias. He won't say it, but everyone on the bridge knows why. This is an illegal operation in a prohibited system. We've all known for months, and we kept our mouths shut. Not anymore. Mayday! 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 This is USG Ishimura. This is... What the hell? I don't believe this. The whole comm system is offline. Now he's gone too far. Bailey out.
An illegal operation in a prohibited system? Now that's interesting. This mining company is not legally supposed to be on this planet. Was this planet under quarantine before the CEC arrived? I'm suddenly not so sure about the decision to hail a military vessel.
Communications array offline. A service technician has been notified.
That comms array is in bad shape. We need at least 6 working dishes for a strong enough signal. Make sure they're aligned symmetrically so there are no power gaps.
I'm not sure which is more creepy. This trail of blood leading to the ventilation duct, or the fact that the ventilation duct cover has been neatly replaced and fastened securely. Sometimes necromorphs are programmed to stand still until you walk to a certain point, and yet are perfectly shootable before you get to that trigger point. So like anybody with common sense, I like to kill these necromorphs while they aren't moving.
Entering zero gravity.
There's the one I killed in advance. Okay, repairing a communications array is so extremely complicated, only a trained and officially licensed engineer is permitted to attempt it. I know we are very short on time, but nevertheless I will attempt to summarize the process of repairing the communications array for a Planet Cracker class deep space mining vessel built of sufficient size to house and employ a crew of 1,000 men and women. Step 1. Arrange these blue dishes into a complete hexagon. And finally, assuming you've done everything correctly, the array should now be fully operational.
Communications array realigned. Messages can now be received.
That's it. It's working. Get back to communications and use the control panel to send our coordinates to the Valor.
Check out the ceiling above the communications array. It looks as though some kind of biological mass is growing through the plates. Well, I know you're dying to talk to those jarheads on board the USM Valor, but unfortunately we're out of time. We'll continue in the next video, and perhaps we'll all be rescued. Remind me to go back down to the mining deck, though, because I accidentally left my girlfriend there.